school versus like
What coding?
overall.
We don't code anymore, bro. We tell AI what to do.
So we're getting there. We're getting to that point. So
So my prediction is we no longer need as many developer. Well, with your student email, it's free for a year.
wow, for those of you who are listening, you can get this 4+4.
That's a good question. And honestly, in this day and age, it really depends on what you want. You could literally start a conspiracy.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Singh Zima, Jonathan Singh, cracked developer, YouTuber, and entrepreneur, extravagant. Here to talk to us today about VEO3 and how he's been leveraging AI for his business. Singh, at the end of this video, for persons who are tuning in, whether on Spotify or on the YouTube channel, what can they expect to learn at the end of this?
But first of all, thank you for that beautiful introduction, my brother. But by the end of this video, everybody who listens should most of all be able to create something cool. It doesn't have to be something viral, but just something cool. Using AI, using these platforms that we all have access to, not restricted to VO3, because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of tools out there. However, at the end of this video, everybody should be able to make something cool. In fact, I'll give you guys a short PDF document, like a mini version of one of my digital products that I'm building right now, so that way everybody can have direct access to this stuff. So that's a gift from me to your audience just for
Wow.
having me on here, my brother.
Wow. I can't That's gonna be all over. That's gonna be the pinned message in the comments and in the description, ladies and thank you so much, Sing. I appreciate it, and I know the viewers will enjoy that as well. Let's get it started, bro. So first of all, tell me, how did you why AI for you? I like asking that question. Like, why AI for you?
Well, initially AI for me, uh do you want the full story or do you just want why AI
Give me
specifically?
the full story. We only do full stories here, man. Come on. We need Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I would say it started when I was about 11 or 12 years old, because that's when I started my first. That's when I made my first YouTube video. While I was still in grade six, and even before that, I was making random YouTube videos on like my toy collections, Beyblades, like crazy gaming videos with my friend, and I've been interested in content creation ever since. I've also been interested in technology. So I love technology. I love computers. I like to think. I like to figure out how things work. So growing up, I always wanted to do something related to computers because I just thought they were such an interesting piece of technology that humans have been able to develop. So I'm jumping a lot of steps, but basically in college, did computer science, also did YouTube at the same time. And then when COVID happened and then AI happened, I dived more into my creative space, into my creative field, specifically with YouTube, but also with figuring out how these AI platforms actually work. And so I was always interested in AI. I was always playing with AI. I was always tinkering with it, figuring out how it works, the nuances, best practices, just figuring out how it works. And then eventually, image generation became better because it always kind of existed, but it was really, really crazy. You remember the first Will Smith picture, AI
It was
picture with
so
like the
cursed.
big,
It was
the
bad.
big eyes and
Yeah,
like
it
the
was awful.
crazy. Yeah, it was all over the place. So at that point, it intrigued me because of the possibility, but I wasn't necessarily into it at the point because I'm like, yo, I can't really make anything at this point. However, a year later, it kind of blew up. Image generation got crazier. Image generation got easier. And then platforms like VEO3 came out, and I was like, okay, I can make videos from these crazy pictures that I created with AI. There's no way, bro. And so with my passion for content creation and my passion for AI, computers, software, it just kind of combined and amalgamated into this thing where I'm just trying to create videos, and not just to create videos that other people have made, but also adding my own little spin to it, adding my own little twist, um, and just making content. For me, it's really about the creativity, expressing myself in a different way, and combining both of my passions to make something that I think is powerful.
It's very true, man. You speak about like the like a year ago compared to now. It's so night and day. It's almost alarming. Like I was, bro. Both of us were
Yeah.
there with the V1 Will Smith. Now the current version of like Will Smith, that Will Smith video, it actually looks like the bro is eating pasta right now. Like it's
Literally, bro.
very insane. And like they even have like there's this version I saw the other day with him like talking in it, and I was like, oh, we're kind of
Now we're
here,
cooked.
we're
We're
here
cooked.
now, yeah, we're here now, right? That's it's crazy. I want to touch before we even start touching on like the workflow and like how you're leveraging content, leveraging AI within the content that you're doing right now. I want to touch base on like one and two points you mentioned before, where on the come up, you did the com sci degree, and I have to ask. I've been asking. This is a very common question I've been asking for all everyone who's come on. Do you think com sci degree is necessary right now in this digital age with AI and all the possibilities that we have to our fingertips?
Okay. I It depends on what you want to do. If it's a case where you want to earn from it, you can figure out how to earn without a computer degree, a computer science degree. But it's really strong leverage in this space. Like it's really, really, really strong leverage. I know people who are extremely talented in software engineering and AI, people who've done marketing degrees, but they realized in COVID they're like, oh yo, let me try this computer thing. They really fell in love with coding, and they're extremely skilled at it, but they can't get an opportunity because they don't have the degree. And that doesn't just apply locally; it applies internationally as well. Like you can be a really skilled developer, you could lead code till a week, you could have the strongest GitHub backing, but if you don't have your degree, the chances of Google hiring you in comparison to somebody with a degree is slim to none. Like the scale is just different. So I would say I wouldn't say it's necessary. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, if you already have something going for yourself, and you want to use technology to leverage to build yourself, then 100% you don't need it. However, if it's a case where you're trying to figure it out and you're trying to figure out what to do next, and you want to jump into the space, you can jump into the space, but you have to be intentional with what you're doing. And I would always suggest everybody to get their degree. I didn't necessarily want to go to college, but I knew the value of it. I understood the value of it. And college is not even just about the degree itself, but also the people, the networking. So this conversation probably wouldn't be happening right now if we didn't do the same degree. Like we went to the same high school, but
Yeah, we're
the
on
people I've
opposite
met
sides of the
through,
campus. You think about
come
it.
on, bro. Like, so like I would say the degree is very beneficial. You don't need it, but I would strongly suggest it. I know people who have made a lot of money in technology without a degree, and they want to do their degree because they see that there are more opportunities that can come from just having it, literally just having it.
Yeah, I think the ROI you mentioned it a while ago is so huge for the network. This you're very spot on. Where this conversation would have not happened if it weren't for this us being like COVID pals, like
Locked in.
locked in on those group works and those presentations, man, and just like collaborating with the others. So for sure, I agree wholeheartedly. That first degree is pivotal in like laying a good foundation, mind you, if you can.
Yeah, if you
Because I
can.
know, yeah, like I know a lot of people who can just learn on their own, or have like another degree and they don't want to go back. So you can just like take courses online, man, or certifications. And that's what I want a lot of persons to realize is like you don't necessarily need structure. You don't need like that insane degree or insane masters. Like now is like a time where it's like if you already have something in the pipeline, like your marketing degree, accounting degree, feel free to like, try out these tools. Try out Claude Code, try out the cursors. Like it's okay. Only way to learn by doing, I always
Mm,
say. You know?
I
Learn
agree.
by doing.
And to add on to that point, certifications are very powerful.
Very.
If you are a data engineer, and you do like the Azure and the Amazon courses or the Oracle courses for, data, cybersecurity, anything, if you can specialize through those fields and potentially land an opportunity, land a job, and then use the money from that job to then fund a degree to enhance your career, then that's also a path that people can explore. There's so many options, and there's so many open-minded people in business, because nobody really cares what you say you can do. Can you actually do the work? Are you skilled enough to do the work? And right now, experience is more valuable than anything. So if you have experience and you have these certifications in very specific fields with very specific, if you have a very specific skill set that can help a very specific business, or if you know a business owner who wants a problem solved, figure it out. Literally figure it out, learn it, actually practice it, try it, and then work from there. But a degree is definitely key. I mean, for me personally, it's been a key part of my journey. It's helped me a lot. Um, and especially as someone who has made money without it, through social media, YouTube, and I've made money with it, I can definitely see the benefits of both. Like now, being able to make AI videos, and it has nothing to do with the degree, but it's just the path, it's just the combination of the two paths that has made this possible.
Yeah.
So definitely look into it. But if you can come up with something else, or if there's another path for you, then that's fine. There's actually a website called Roadmap. I think it's Roadmap. Dot
Roadmap.sh. Yep.
Yeah. So if you use that and you just decide a path, you can learn using that. To be honest, they have free tools. On There's also YouTube. So if there's anything you're not sure about, you can reference back to YouTube and just learn something. So it's definitely a good skill to have, especially with AI, and not just AI, but developing tools around AI and using AI is definitely really important. So if you want to stay competitive, I would say shoot your shot, go for it, try it. And if you're listening to this podcast, you obviously have some sort of vested interest in technology. So I would strongly suggest that they jump on that train, whether it be certifications or a degree. But you'll definitely be much stronger with than without them.
What do you think about like how coding is different from like how we started, for instance, in high school versus like
What
where we're at
coding?
now?
We don't code anymore, bro. We tell AI what to do.
So we're getting there, getting to that point. So like, how do you think things are gonna change? Like, how do you think Pearsons are need? So two questions. So first one is like, how are things changing now, right? Because back in high school, pre COVID, like first year when we had to still crunch, like, and now I'm using voice to text to talk to Claude. So that's one. How do you think it's gonna change? Like in your own prediction. I'd love to hear that. And two, how do you think persons can use this now to level up? Right? Like what's the play here? You know what I'm saying?
So my prediction is we no longer need as many developers as we needed in the beginning, because in the beginning it's like you have a couple people working on a code base trying to crank out features, crank out projects, whereas now you can just tell Cursor an idea, or you can tell any AI tools an idea, Cloud Code an idea, and it will spit something pretty good and pretty comprehensive out. And it's good enough to the point where you would rather use Claude than pay five developers to build the same thing. And you also get it in what, like 20, maybe 5 minutes, and you have a slightly finished product, or a really good product. So we are going in the direction where it's not about how smart you are, it's about how creative you can be, and how much productivity you can squeeze out of your time. So time is the biggest asset, and money are the biggest assets for most people, and especially business owners. So if you can do something in 20 minutes that's extremely good, you're golden. But if you're somebody who's gonna take a week, yeah, it might be really good, but you're also taking a week. So you'll be measured, everything and everybody will be measured by productivity, not necessarily how smart you are. So all of those A students, like y'all are cooked right now. Like y'all really spent all those hours trying to master this coding
Yeah.
thing, and now Claude can do it in 5 minutes. Like you're really chopped. However, I will say that the skills that you learn, not necessarily through college, but just through technology, the skills that you learn do come in handy, because if an error comes up, or if there's a flaw in the code, or if there's a flaw in your output, if you don't know what you're looking at, you're also chopped. Like you have to know how to, you really have to know how to fix these issues. And that's a big thing that some people don't understand. Like, yes, it's easy to use these tools, but when it comes on to the finer details, that's when the skills really come in handy. When Claude puts out something really great, but it's not perfect, but you literally can see the imperfections and change it yourself. And even though you can tell it to do it as well, there are some nuances to it, and there are times when I've realized there are times when you try to use these tools, they kind of overheat in a way. It's like they've done enough for the day, and they're starting to spit out garbage code, and they're apologizing, and it's like, you know what? Sleep, brother. I'll use another tool for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just knowing the limitations of it and actually having the skill set to be able to adapt, change, and use these tools will come in handy, especially in the future. We're heading into a time where you're gonna be using less developers. You're gonna want developers who know how to use AI and who can crank out as much productivity as great as possible.
I saw a quote the other day that was like it's how do you decide what to build if you can build infinitely? I think that's going to be a huge factor
Mm.
as well, because like now if code is just a bunch of tokens, like if code is just like cost now, like rather than developer time, it's like what how do you decide what's the most beneficial thing to work on? That's just huge, I think, as well, because like as you're talking about, rightfully, like business owners now are going to be preying it like, wow, I just whipped up this website in Lovable in like 15 minutes
For free.
for for free in 5 prompts. Can we start there? That's crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So definitely it's going to be quite an interesting journey for sure within business. And another thing that I wanted to mention is like in terms of the what you had said a while ago in terms of the students, I saw a post by Joel Dean on LinkedIn the other day. He was talking about how a lot of students are reaching out to him to be like, yo, do you have any work for me? And I was like, yeah. And in his post at the bottom, it was this insane quote. He said, look at what's being built. There are more data centers being built than office buildings. And I held my fire and I was like, wow. Like if you just look at where the infrastructure is going, you'll easily see like the path that we're going to be taking soon.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think people realize, but it's the creative minds that will win in the future. The people who can come up with solutions to very nuanced and very specific problems, and people who can think outside of the box. The technical knowledge is on the computer now. You don't need to know how to do it. What you need to do, you need to learn how to find a problem and solve that problem. You made an interesting point about data centers. Do we have one out here?
We have our tasties. We have burger. We have our mothers. We have Burger King,
Yo.
Popeyes. I think we have churches open up in Halfway soon. I
No
think
man,
that's a
remember
good data.
we have one of the highest what is it? We have the
Churches.
highest amount of
Church.
bars and churches per
Yeah,
like square
per square.
mile or
Yeah, I think those are
something.
data centers.
Crazy, bro. But yeah, the winners will be the creatives. And in terms of deciding what to create, if you can create infinitely, I would say make everything. I would say take those notes because everybody has those notes where it's like, oh, yo, this idea would be so good. You can literally throw all of them in Gemini or ChatGPT. You can throw all of them into any of these AI tools and just be like, yo, filter out the top 7 ideas right now. Just based off of this list that can make me the most money. But it shouldn't be about money. But I'm just saying you literally can just ask Gemini, or I personally use Gemini. That's why I mentioned it so much. But you can literally throw it in there and be like, "Hey, give me the top 7 ideas that you think I should work on. Either the ones that will take the least amount of time, make the most amount of money, or would have the most creative output, or that can probably solve a big problem for where I live." And just start. There's no limit to what you can create. So why not do everything? And I mean, if you're somebody who is just genuinely interested in technology and you want to see something come to life, that's also okay. Not everything has to be about money. And that's kind of where these AI videos fill a gap for me because I do work in software, I do work in tech. Um, However, it's my creative outlet. It's my creative outlet. So Yeah, especially now because I'm on a social media break ish. Like I'm stepping off of Instagram. Like I still post my YouTube videos, but that's also my creative outlet. Like content creation is my creative outlet. That's my hobby. That's how I express myself. So I like to create cool things, and I'm gonna continue to create cool things. And I think people should focus on creating cool things that they think they would like. Like forget the money, forget the fame. Like just build something. Literally, just build something and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Just build something. Gotta put it. You mind if I put that on a shirt?
Nah, you can, bro.
I
You
can.
can. You
Thank you,
can.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, and I love what you said. Like, you don't really need to. I want to talk about what you had said a while ago. You don't really need to know. I think domain expertise is what's killing a lot of people, right?
hmm
Because when you run into like bugs or any kind of poor output, right? I feel like the domain expertise is a bit necessary. So what I would
Yeah.
say towards that is like come humble before the models. It's like come as you are. If you're a bit of a recruit, to say, hey, I'm a bit new to Python, or hey, I'm a bit new to marketing, and then you kind of go from there to just let the
hmm
AI model know. Because a lot of the times when I'm developing, I don't know anything about React, XJS, nothing, bro. I'm backend, right? But I come with my peace offering to Claude, and I'm like, big man, look, I don't know what you're talking about right now. Break it down for me in Python terms, and it does. So the beauty of that as well for the persons who are listening, you can just ask, ask and you shall. This is a time of ask and you shall receive for sure. And before you had touched on Gemini, why Gemini? Like, can you tell the audience like what Gemini is and why do you use Gemini?
So Gemini is just another LLM. It's just another large language model. I think
What's a
they're all
large language model, Sing?
boy. Even though of that is, to my understanding, and I'm not gonna use technical terms. To my understanding, most of these large language models are collections of huge data sets, just a lot of data ranging from what the user inputted, public knowledge, what's on the internet, and it basically has this knowledge base, but it also has its own personality. And so you can interact with this personality through the computer who has access to this knowledge to basically just ask it what you want and it just spits something back out. And that's my understanding of what large language models are and what they do, pretty much in short. In terms of why Gemini, I don't know. He just this little star icon just looks cool, bro. And I recently got the what is it, like the Google Pro thing, like the
The pro
Google Pro
plan, the
account.
three, I
Yeah.
think it's 300 something for that one, right, or something like that.
Well, with your student email, it's free for a year.
Wow. For those of you who are listening, you can get Google Studio for free for a year. Would you look at
But
that?
you need a edu email. You need like a college email.
Everybody has an edu email right now, bro. Trust.
You would think,
Really?
but that's not the point. Like yeah,
Right,
it's
right,
free.
right, right. Yeah, it's
It's free
free.
for a year, bro. So, um, what I've realized is I like using ChatGPT, but it has limits. It does have limits, and I don't think I need to pay for AI tools at this stage. Like maybe when we were back in version 2 point something, maybe, but right now with where these large language models have gotten and to how advanced they are, I don't think I need to pay for a tool unless I really want a specific use case. Um, Grok is cool, but he's very idealistic. He's very open minded and he has access to Twitter. So like it's kind of skewed. I've realized when I talk to it about certain stuff, it's kind of nuanced. Claude, my initial interactions with Claude was just to do research and coding. So I don't use it for my day to day activities. I use it if I really want really specific knowledge. If I wanted a report, I use Claude. So Gemini is just cooler in my opinion. He's like the humble guy just chilling, like he's rich or he's famous, but he's not really like loud about it. He's just kind of like, yeah, I'm here, guys, and I resonate with that. I resonate with that. It's
He's
just
vibing
yeah, he's
eternally.
vibing, he's vibing, he's vibing, he's vibing.
In terms of like the VO3 now, let's talk more about that. Like, how are you? So for persons who don't know, explain what VO3 is to the audience, right? Let's tuning in, right? And explain to them like then after, like how are you leveraging this?
Okay, so VO3 is basically a platform where you can make any video that you want. And it doesn't even have to be video, it could be graphics or animations, it could be humanoid, it could be technical, it could be whatever you want. So VO3 is pretty much, instead of a data set of information, it's a data set of potential video outputs in a way. And as a user, you can basically tell it, hey, give me a video of a man jumping into a pool of ketchup, and it will do something. And it's nuanced in that you can tell it to make it in specific style. So you can say, hey, I want it hyper realistic, or I want it in a cartoon form, or I want it like a sketch where it's like sketchings of somebody jumping off into a pool of ketchup. So you can be very specific and very particular. The second part of the question was why.
Yeah, like how are you? Well, yeah, let's just touch on the why, and then how are you leveraging it as well?
Okay, so why VO3? I was seeing some really cool stuff on the internet, and I was like, "There's no way, bro." And then at first I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, why can't I do this? And then I just decided to do it and actually just try it. And obviously it always starts with a YouTube video. Usually YouTube you learn more because it's actually a human doing something. Like you could ask Gemini, hey, how do I create a VO3 video? But it doesn't really hit the same. So it started off with a YouTube video, copy and pasted, and then from there I was like, wait, I could actually use this to do something. So I've started a business called Linkio Technologies, which is basically NFC business card business and also an automation business. So what we do is we basically sell NFC business cards, and that's kind of the main thing right now because I'm utilizing the networks and the people that I meet and the people that I build from that aspect of the business to then say, hey, if you're interested in technology, I can help you with whatever it is that you got going on. So I was like, okay, maybe I could do an AI video and maybe people would be interested in this. I was like, okay, how can I build something surrounding my business to potentially promote it? And that's kind of where I started. I started with the gorilla video because that's when the gorilla videos were kind of going viral. I was like, maybe I can get a viral video out of this. Um, And so I started there, and then I realized how terrible these things can be when you don't prompt them properly. Like you have to be
Yeah,
very, very, very particular.
garbage in,
And
garbage out, man.
yeah, man, it's and even if you think something is good, it doesn't. Even though you feel something is good, it doesn't care about how you feel. It cares about what you say, like what you give it. So you have to be very particular. And I actually have a few points that we're gonna explore down in the video so people can like understand how to really build a good prompt. But in the beginning, bro, I was burning credits. I was burning credits, bro. Like literally, like if you had $1 million in your hand and just lit it on fire, that's literally how I
Yeah, that's
felt, bro.
crazy.
It was
It
crazy.
took you a lot of iterations to like get something that was actually all like postable, like post worthy. You would say.
Yeah, man. I probably for the gorilla video, initially I didn't know that you could like change it to only output one prompt at a time. So I would have a garbage prompt and it would spit out three videos at a time. So I have three garbage outputs at once. So it's just like I was just cooked from the jump. I mean, it's good to have like A B testing, but like it really does burn through your credits really quickly, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Um so man, I probably went through, I would say 20 20 prompts, probably 20 prompts before I actually got something that made sense, because it wasn't just one scene, it was like three scenes, but those three scenes I had to go through like four or five prompts at a time for each of them, so it was just kind of crazy. It was
Man,
really
that's
cooked.
crazy. You have to show us the breakdown of this workflow,
I
man. Like,
can I share my screen here?
yes, of course.
Okay, all right,
Please.
cool. Let me
This
pull
is
up
what
my
the
flow.
other half of why people come on this channel, like to see like, okay, as a business user or as even a creative, how can I leverage AI to do my bidding?
Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you my screen. Uh, Allow window flow share. Okay, so this is the Gorilla one. I'm gonna take you guys through the testing facility because this is kind of where the foolishness happens. But this is basically July 13th. So I'm still pretty new at it, to be honest, but like I'm getting better.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see how many this at this point I'm spitting out one at a time, and then I was spitting out two,
And
three
this,
at a
yeah, this one
time,
is this is the three
and
now.
yeah, like yeah, bro. So however many this is what it took to just make that one video. Um, and I'm gonna show you another one that kind of took a good chunk. Was it this one? No. It was in testing facility. So the testing facility is as the name says, is just stuff I find or stuff that I try to do. Like this is where so this is when my friend came over and he's like, "Yo, he wants to see his car on the screen." I'm like, "Sure, bro. Like we can just spit something out." And we just said, "Go drifting in the jungle." So and again, it boils back down to like garbage in, garbage out. This is another ad that I did that took a little less time just because like I kind of got a better idea of what I wanted or how I wanted it to operate. There are times when things would just be a bit too insane. Like this was the first one and it was kind of crazy because things are just like flying all over the place.
Yeah, I see
You see the
there
hand
you're using
signal?
like a specific. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I also
yeah,
see
that's kind
where you're
of
doing like some kind of. I also see where you're doing some kind of like special text. Is that JSON I'm seeing there?
yeah. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Yeah,
Okay,
it is
okay,
Jason.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
there are two ways to build these AI videos. You can be a director by using JSON prompts to be very specific about like everything. And you can also prompt it good just to say like, hey, I want this, this, and this, and this. So there are two ways to make them. But I'm gonna get into that, like as I said, when we start to get into this a bit more. So yeah, bro. Trust me, like there's a lot of possibilities and I've been playing with it for a little bit. But I have so much more to learn and I'm still learning every single day, especially when it comes down to this tool.
Yeah. So could you just take us through then, like a workflow of how you would build it? Because a while ago you said that there's two ways to prompt. You don't have to like, because I know these videos take a little time. So if you could show us like an example of a done video, the prompting strategy, and your thoughts as you're going through that strategy as well, so we can like see it, and then we can discuss afterwards like business use cases from there.
Okay, for sure. Let me pick a flow that let me use the gorilla one because it's the easiest thing to understand. Um but I will say okay, so there's actually a formula, right? So there are four pillars to making a killer AI video. When you're going to create a video, you have to have these four elements. So please take out your notebooks or actually take out a pen or something and write these things down because this is literally the core of what these AI videos are. So first of all, think about this, Johnny. When you're doing a video, right? What's like the first thing that you see or what's the first thing that comes up
The first thing that comes up
or the
is
first
like,
thing that catches your eye?
first thing that catches my eye for me it's subtitles. Yeah, my brain like goes down to check if I have subtitles, and if it doesn't, I scroll away.
Okay, that's fine. It's the
It's a
character,
little
bro.
different, but
It's the character. So your story needs a hero, like having a
right.
very
That
unique
feel
character. That's kind of the anchor to it. So like the hero can be. So for my example, for the I'm gonna share by my screen. For my example, for the Bigfoot video, or for the gorilla video, it's the gorilla. It's the gorilla. So my unique character is a silverback gorilla with dark brown fur and expressive eyes. So this is how you can create multiple scenes with the same character because you have a unique, distinguishable character. So sometimes it will bomb out. Like if you just say a Jamaican man, it will give you like a random Jamaican man. But if you say a Jamaican man with brown locks who has really sharp eyebrows and big lips, you'll probably get the same thing every single time. So having a unique character is kind of the basis of building out these prompts, and that's if you're including people in it as well. Uh, the second pillar is a specific action. So obviously the video can't just be one image. You get me? So having figuring out what exactly the character is doing or what's happening with or around the character is very important. So unique character, super specific action. So it could be speaking into a camera, it could be holding up a card, as you can see here. Where's the action? Yeah, he's holding a camera in one hand and a sleek black business card in the other, holding it up to the camera, speaking directly to it, and walking. This is the action section of it, right? So,
Understood.
unique character, specific action. The next thing, and this part is also very important, obviously, but the camera angle. So, what is the camera doing? And this is kind of where having knowledge of, filming YouTube videos and actually being in the space comes into play, because if you don't know what a dolly zoom is, or if you don't know what pan is, then you're probably just gonna tell it like, yeah, man, just make it look good.
Swipe
But having
across the
specific,
screen.
yeah, swipe across the screen, like it does. If you literally put that, it might literally swipe the entire video across the screen and get rid of the entire video. So um camera angles, so like fisheye security camera. Have you seen those like security camera videos of like the dogs and the babies
No,
and stuff?
actually, oh, I
First
haven't seen
person.
any. Hold on. Okay.
You've never seen the cat thing where it's like it's a recording of
No.
a
Oh
cat
no.
and he
No.
like throws up a middle finger, or the one where a dog takes up a baby on his mouth and like goes on the bed and puts the baby beside another baby, and then he lays down and it's like black and white. If you haven't seen it, bro, can't find it, dog. Like, what are you talking about,
It
bro?
it sounds like a viral video. You can show me.
Yeah.
This is what we're here
You
for.
can find it. You can find it, bro. You can find it. You can find it. You can find it. Let me see. Secure. Security AI videos. Security camera. Like these. You've never seen these, bro?
Oh, no, this is my first time. I'm being put on. That's crazy. And you know what?
Yeah,
You
bro.
know that's
Like,
wow, bro. Like an unsuspecting person who doesn't really know about like AI like that is gonna be like so confused. That's
it's
so
random, bro.
so
Like
random.
having the for that you have to have the camera angle. Like, what perspective are we looking at the character doing whatever it's doing from? Macro
Yeah.
close-ups, so having like a really really detailed shot of something, a overhead video, like directly above the person. Is it a drone shot? Are we following somebody? Are we following something with the camera? So the camera angle is the third pillar. The last one is the environment and the lighting, and this is what basically determines the mood and the setting that the story is being told in. So this one is tropical vegetation surrounds him, tall bamboo banana trees and filtered sunlight coming through the canopy. Natural ambient forest sounds in the background. So like being detailed and specific about the environment, the lighting, where the light is coming from, how it's shining on the character is also very important. And again, this is something that people in production can really take advantage of. Like if you've directed videos before, or if you even study content creation in any way, shape, or form, you should be able to come up with something pretty good. The reason why I chose a vlog style is because I'm a vlogger. So it was just
Right.
the
It
easiest thing for me
resonated.
to understand. It resonated with me well. So unique character, specific action, camera angle, environmental lighting. That's literally the core of creating a killer AI video, bro. Once you have those three things, you can literally come up with an idea and tell Gemini, hey, or sorry, tell you whichever AI tool you want to use, like, hey, this is the idea that I have. Give me a unique character, specific action, camera angle, environmental lighting to come up with this thing, and it will be able to come up with a prompt for you.
Yeah, I find that these days I don't write my own prompts. I just ask Claude or whatever, AI model you decide to use. Just hey, just give me
To give
this.
you the prompt.
Give me the
Yeah,
prompt.
to give you the prompt. So
In fact,
this is what
most platforms actually have their own like prompt optimizer. Like I know Claude has their own prompt optimizer, and I know for a fact GPT has their own prompt optimizer. Can't swear for the others, but if like you want something tailored specifically towards a platform, just check if that platform has its own like prompt optimization.
there you go. So yeah, that's to be honest, the video can end there, bro. Like if you once you have those core things, like a understanding of those core things, then you should be good to go. You should honestly be good to go.
Okay, okay, okay. In terms of like now use cases, let's talk briefly on that and then wrap it up. Like how can persons? What's the ROI here? Like all right, I know my Sing told me my 4 pillars. How can I use these 4 pillars to do what? Like what am I using these 4 pillars for?
That's a good question. And honestly, in this day and age, it really depends on what you want. You could literally start a conspiracy theory if you want. You could build an entire platform. I've seen people who build platforms off of specific AI characters and videos. People have built brands using AI videos. People have built businesses using AI videos. So there are lots of use cases. For me personally, I'm using it to advertise my business and also just to make cool stuff. But for other people, it may be a case where they want to do the same thing as me and just create cool stuff. Some people may want to utilize this to work with brands. So if you're a marketing person and you work with brands, and they want ads, you can build ads for these brands and sell them as packages. You can build a personal brand on Instagram surrounding a specific character. You know, Brownie, the dog, the
No idea what
Jamaican.
you're talking about.
Oh
No
my
idea.
gosh, brother, where are you?
Yeah.
Brownie is
Under I'm
basically a
actually
Jamaican. Brownie is actually
I'm
just
under
a
a rock.
Jamaican mongrel dog who vlogs, bro, and he just tells us stories and stuff. But like,
I
he's
need
on
to I need to
TikTok,
see
bro, and he's
Brownie.
like,
I need
"Come
to see
on,
you.
bro, you're tripping.
Please.
You're really tripping. You're really
I've
tripping.
tripped. I've tripped, bro. Please. Please.
Crazy, bro. I don't even want to go on this TikTok. I think because I'm on the call, like the Wi-Fi is kind of like bombing. Not your
Oh
fault,
no,
by the
that's
way.
fine. That's
Not your.
fine.
One day you will have. This could be AI right now.
This could we're that deep now. Like a UGC ad.
It literally could be. Damn, is it really gonna bomb? I wonder if he's on YouTube. Here he is.
We can't hear the audio. We can't hear the audio.
Oh, really? Oh, damn, bro. I would say, yo, just look it up. Brownie,
I'll
the
look it up.
AI Jamaican.
Brownie the
Yeah,
AI
definitely.
Jamaican dog. Does he actually does hold on, does he talk in Pato? He talking Pato, right?
Yes, brother. Yes.
Yeah. All right. You've definitely you had my you had my interest. Now you sold me. I have to look up Brownie now after this. It's crazy.
Trust me, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Brownie first vlog. A 1 minute 30-second video. 69,000 views, bro.
That's crazy. And I'm here struggling, pulling like 1,000 views
Right,
per
like
video.
so what I realized is like people just when people come on like YouTube or TikTok, they want an escape. So even me making ads, people may not resonate with ads. If I made funny videos or like just like something viral or just something cool that would resonate with people, it would probably do a lot better than just doing ads, you know? It's just that this is a skill that I want to develop, so I'm doing it, you know? But trust me, bro, the possibilities with AI is endless. It's literally endless. Literally endless. And it's not just even about doing videos like this with specific characters, because as I showed you earlier, um, building stuff like that are just unique to you. So this is like a sand book, just a sand book. Um, like hyper realistic stuff. Um, Yeah, this has nothing to do with a character. And I wanted to briefly touch on the JSON style of coding. So when
Yes,
you
please.
give when you give VEO3 a prompt, it actually breaks it down into this format where it basically, I know this one might be a lot, but basically it checks what type of video it is, checks for the lighting, checks for the composition, checks for the character, checks for the scenes if there are multiple scenes, checks for what it's doing, and comes up with something like this. And it actually reads this a lot better than the actual prompts because you're literally telling it exactly what you want it to do when you give it JSON. So if you have a prompt and you throw it into your AI tool and you're like, hey, can you give me a JSON version of this? And again, this is something that I'll include in the PDF that I will send you later on. Um, you literally realize why it works because it's so specific and it's so particular that it can't really mess it up. So and you have a lot more control when you use JSON style prompting, which is why I used it for some of my videos just to. I mean, it works either way. Like whether you prompt it or you direct it using JSON, either way you're still gonna win. So I would suggest just playing with it, just figuring out what works, what doesn't work for you, and just working from there.
Could you show us the this JSON, the output of this JSON video, real quick for the for those of you who are watching in?
Okay, so this one is a really long JSON prompt. So basically the idea was I wanted have you've probably seen something similar to this, but you've probably seen the Apple Vision Pro one where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a breakdown of the Apple Vision Pro and then it comes together in however way you want it to. So I was like, okay, I want a Rolex to come into a like in a mechanical way to come together. It's kind of just building a like an ad for Rolex. This is the full
Every
thing.
time I see that video, it's so sick. Like you showed me before, and I was like, "This is so
Crazy,
fire."
bro.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
That imagine that like now for like a business's logo, like they sell juice, for instance, and we start with their product, and it warps into their logo, or stuff like that. Like it's so crazy.
So that's actually that's actually one of the things I'm working on right now, Linkiomation. So I'm trying to figure out a way to come up with an animation for my business that encompasses like the coding, the networking, and just everything all in one. And it's come up with some pretty good stuff, but it's not perfect yet. So I'm still kind of working on it. This one is kind of cool as well. Like this one is really simple and cool. I really like this one.
No, that one is
I really like this one.
fire. That one,
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, that one was, yeah,
I really like this
yeah.
one.
That's good.
The inspiration for this is the Funimation animation thing. I can actually show you guys what the inspiration is here. Funimation. This is the inspiration. But this is crazy. This is like some next level animation stuff because this is
I
really
feel
old.
like
But
no, I feel like what's going on there is just like a prompt. It's like a skill prompting issue now because to my understanding in Gemini, you can feed it videos, right? You can give it YouTube
I've tried.
videos.
Yeah, you can feed the YouTube videos. You can.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
then,
this is creative. What is he gonna say? Red? What are these shurikens, bro? Like,
yeah, ask it, see what it can give you. Like, don't ask it for the individual elements. Ask it for the motion. Because if you're trying to replicate this, I think what you want is like the movement patterns and the structure of the movement, and then like you can
mm,
like adjust it from there. Is what I'm thinking.
I think as well. I'm good. This is that, and this is where I'm at right now. Like, this is where my skill issue really comes into play because it's like I've built really cool stuff, but this one is really like throwing me for six right now. Like it's trying, and I want I kind of want the elements. I want everything that I've learned in the past to come together. So the code should come from the text should lead into the city that you're seeing here. The city should lead into this neural network. Like this logo, I don't know where this came from, but this is what it gave. And this is the
Hallucination.
first one that I tried. So it's like this is my current project, and as you can see, I've only done like what four renders of it. So I'm definitely gonna play around with this a lot more and see. But this one is really cool. I like this one
No,
a lot.
that man, that second one or that third one, yeah, that one fire. That one
Yeah,
actually
this
looks like it was made by like like a
a
professional guy who,
professional.
yeah, like
Yeah,
some motion
yeah,
graphic
yeah,
designer.
for sure, bro. Yeah, this is probably gonna be the main one that I use for now, just because it kind of the wave thing,
The
bro.
way,
On, come on, bro, it's crazy. But yeah,
yeah,
this was the
that's
fact
gonna
that you
go
can start from
insane.
something like
Oh,
this. The fact that you can start from something like this and get to even here or even here is crazy, you know.
now's the time, man. Now's the time for the Greg Eisenberg said, now's the time for the idea guy because you're just able just to ship things so fast as a result. Like any idea you have, you can just push it into some
Yep.
interface and get something out. So yeah, honestly, I believe that. It's crazy what you can achieve now. What I'm looking forward to seeing is how you're going to evolve that one that we just talked about with the waves, like with sound effects. I feel like with sound effects, that one is gonna go even like it's like right now it's cooking. But now you're gonna chef up an entire pot of stew peas once that hits the sound effects on it for
So
sure.
funny enough, this was an accident. So if you realize this one is VO2 fast, I normally use VO3. So this is the older model that spit this out. So it doesn't even have audio capabilities. But I can
Wow.
probably even prompt. I could use 11 labs or something to come up with some sound, bro. Like the sound
Exactly.
is the least, but it's definitely something that I'm looking into. It's definitely something I'm interested in. I really like this. I like the capabilities, I like the possibilities. I like exploring new ideas. I like exploring just things, bro. I think life is too short, man. We should be making AI videos for real and just coming up with. We should send Mario to the moon and like send
Yes.
him to Jupiter or something and have him swim in Interstellar. You know the book scene in Interstellar,
Yes.
like
Yes.
back in the library. Like we should send Mario there, bro. We literally should just because. In fact, I'm going to do that today. That will be something I work on.
Send me that video so I can like post up to be like, this is what we covered in today's video, guys. You don't want to miss it. That'd be sick.
Definitely, bro. But yeah, it's very cool. There are lots of possibilities. There are lots of nuances, and there's a lot that you can come up with. I would say just find out what you want to create, have an idea, and just have fun.
I agree as well. Singh, thank you so much for coming out and showing us VO3, how to prompt, the 4 pillars for success, and even leaving a goodie bag for the viewers and the listeners who are tuning in. Really appreciate you, man. Where can people find you online if they want to see Linkio or just Sing?
So for my business, it's linkio.tech. So linkio.tech. That's also the website, linkio.tech. So you guys can just like, go over there, check it out. And for me personally, you can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Every platform is Singh Zima. That's Singhzima. Subscribe, comment, share, and the whole nine.
And the whole nine. Sing, thank you so much for coming out, man, and sharing the sauce on VO3, man, and its applications in business, bro. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem, my brother. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate this call. This is long overdue, by the way.
Very, very, very long overdue. So, yeah, thank you to those of you who are listening, and I'll see you guys in the next installment when I bring somebody else on.